Have you ever tried making a Twitch emote before? Well, there's a reason why you haven't. And there's a reason why people will pay other people to do it. And they will pay big money. Like, I'm talking about for 150 pixels, or 150 tall, 150 wide, will be $35 a base charge. And there's a specific reason why they charge that much. And it's because while 150 pixels is not that large, it's still hard to plan out the positioning and the placement of everything and the colors and getting it pixel perfect, because that is the thing that will show up the most on your Twitch stream is emotes. And it's so dumb. Let's take a look at this. This thing right here. You see that? You wonder how long that took me? Surprisingly, it took me 3 different tries, an hour each, to try and make something that high quality. That's pathetic. I mean, that's my first Twitch emote I've ever made for somebody, so like I can't go too hard on myself, but that is not something that should be easy. So there is a reason why Twitch artists are charging $35 a pop. Now it may take them only like what, 10 to 20 minutes, but they've accrued that talent over the time span of at least a couple of years to be able to, one, draw that good, color coordinate that good, and play stuff that good. Let's take a look at one of the most famous ones. So Ugu Bear, this guy, he's done all of this. These are all sets. They're all very, very high quality. Look at this. So this guy has done work for Gail Adelaide Kefri, the number one widowmaker in the US. EVA, another Overwatch player, big on Overwatch. Actually, he does a lot of Overwatch ones, but he's very popular for it. 35 bucks a pop. The guy is doing pretty good, and he's done a lot. And every time somebody wants one, he charges another $35. So a full set of emotes, I'm not gonna do the math right now, I'm terrible at math in my head, but a full set of emotes will cost this much. And you might be thinking that that's insane. Why would anyone charge that much? That's ridiculous. But let's think about this for a second. An artist has to make a living, right? Like if they're trying to make a living, and only an artist can be an artist. Let's say they've got rent that is 500 bucks a month. That's the average renting price. So $500 a month for rent. On top of that, there's 500, let's say you've got $200 to pay bills. So that's $700 for rent and utilities. Heating's expensive. And you've got groceries, so add on another $100. So you're up to $800. And then on top of that, what else do you got? Leftover money for spending? Not much. So you're not just paying the artist to do the art. You're paying the artist to be available for you to do the art. And that may sound ridiculous to you, but think about it. If you weren't paying for that price, you would never have the opportunity to pay the artist at all. And yeah, that sucks, but at the same time, you just don't get an artist. And so then your Twitch becomes boring, and then nobody wants to join it, and people start leaving. Twitch emotes make up a lot of the reason why people stay. It's an investment. And if you don't spend that money on Twitch emotes, you're stuck with shitty Twitch emotes. Now, if you're not making money on your Twitch at all, then you're not losing anything by not having any good emotes, but it would be a good investment. But like any good investment, you've got to put money into it, because that pays you back. Good emotes, good emojis on your Twitch channel are exclusivities. It makes your viewers feel rewarded and invested in your channel to keep on watching. More people invested in your channel, the more money you will make on Twitch. The more sponsorships you will get. the more attention you get to your channel, the more money you will make. That's just a rule of thumb. And then the more money you make, the more you can reinvest it back into your channel to get into this cycle of just continually building up and up and up and up your channel. So $35, while that seems insane right now, you're thinking like, oh, $35, that will never come back to me. Bullshit. It 100% comes back to you and pays you back in interest over time, should you be knowing how to reinvest your products right. In fact, in many ways, I would even consider it too cheap. Like, at certain points, you gain such a nice monopoly with your artwork that people start recognizing the art, people start recognizing the artist, and they start recognizing that, oh my gosh, this guy invested in this guy. And, you know, it becomes more of a status thing than it does actually becoming an artist. But like, there's a reason why you guys pay for the brand, because the brand is no longer just a brand. It's no longer just a pretty thing or a high-powered thing. It is a statement. It is a statement on society that you are a professional establishment and you have access to these things. And there's a certain amount of respect that is demanded when you're using these kinds of things. There's a reason why you don't buy a Jackson Pollock knockoff. Why do you not buy a Jackson Pollock knockoff? Certainly not because you liked the Jackson Pollock style painting, but because you now have the authenticity to be able to say, this is a Jackson Pollock painting. And the ability to say that means you have one of the very few limited, authentic, modern art pieces that was a landmark in history. Something like that will cost $1 million. Now, yeah, you can go buy a canvas and, you know, spend $100 and make one yourself. But then again, if you buy a $10 diamond, you have if you buy a diamond for $10, then you have a $10 diamond. That's just it. Versus if you have a brand, you have a status with that brand. And that is very important for companies. That is very important towards your brand. Yeah, you could cry and complain that, you know, these people are charging this much for art, but you know, that's your own damn fault for not realizing the worth of art. If you think that art is just something that sits there and looks pretty and does nothing for you, I've got bad news for you. You're uncultured and you don't realize the worth of art. Guess who does? Rich people, well-established people, billionaire companies, and they abuse it. Why do you think that Apple products don't look like shit? Why do you think that so many people are putting money into graphic designers and galleries, designers in general? Is because art is the first thing you see. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but it's a matter of nature that you need to judge a book by its cover. Who are you more likely to buy from? Who are you more likely to trust? Are you gonna trust the guy that looks like a hobo and has nothing to sell you a Rolex watch? Or are you going to buy from the guy that's dressed in a suit that is hand-tailored from scratch, all the way ground up, that he bought for like thousands of dollars? Now which one are you gonna trust? There's a reason why you trust it. Because the person in the hobo suit is going to sell you a broken Rolex, and the person in the business suit is going to sell you a good watch. Because art builds trust.